Yeah, important 2 games for us at home. First against UTEP tomorrow night, coming off our 2 road losses. So it's good to be back here in Bartow Arena. We're going to have to protect home court this weekend if we want to continue to stay close to the top there in the conference standings. Have to get better from week to week. I think turning the basketball over has been an emphasis for our team this week, of taking care of the basketball a little bit better. And a lot of things going on here at Bartow Arena. Saturday is a kids' day, the 5K doubleheader, women's and men's. So kids come free with a paid adult ticket on Saturday for our game at 7 o'clock. So hopefully we'll have a great crowd both Thursday and Saturday for UTEP and UTSA.
You always have a few days off after the Saturday game, just the way it's set up. But I mean, how much did you think you guys needed a couple of days to sort of, I guess, rest a little bit after last week, after the last 2 games?
A little bit, but not. I think we've been into a pretty good routine with practice. So I think there's just a level of frustration and anger a little bit given Saturday that we didn't pull it out when we feel like we could have put ourselves in a position to win the game, and still thinking back to Thursday's loss as well. So I think it's been good motivation for our guys for this week of practice. That's the biggest thing, and I fully expect us to be ready to play at a very high level effort-wise on Thursday, tomorrow night.
You mentioned that frustration from last week. How have you seen that motivate these guys, and what do you think they've picked up from that road trip?
Well, I think the older guys, especially Chris Coakley, William Lee, Nick Norton, Lewis Sullivan, those guys, I think have shown great leadership over the last few days with their effort and energy and practice. They're talking to the young guys, and us really just getting ready to continue to get better. And that's I think the biggest thing is they've responded. That frustration has been a positive. Sometimes it can be negative, but we've seen a positive response from the guys' attitude, body language, and work ethic in practice. And hopefully, we'll have another good practice today and then get ready to play tomorrow.
The 3 conference losses you get these guys at the end of the season. How do you talk to the team about trying to keep that kind of out of your mind at this main focus?
It's a good point. We've done a good job of that. So we've just talked about the past and our experiences here. Lost to Middle, start the season, then came back and responded good at the Florida schools. I think the last weekend of the year here when we play Western and Marshall, given how those last weekend's games went down, will be very emotional. We'll be very fired up, I can imagine, to play those games. But in the meantime, to keep our team atop the standings and have a chance to win the conference, we're going to have to protect Bartow. They know it. We're going to have to win games at home, and I think that's been the main motivating factor that and the older guys know that.
Piggybacking off that, how are you, personally, this is like the grind part of the season,
Mm-hmm.
you take a couple losses, how are you staying positive and keeping the players positive and moving forward?
Yeah, it comes from my belief in our guys, and I think really their careers. We're going down the stretch with Chris Coakley and William Lee, 2 guys who have been through a lot, who have meant a lot to our program, who I feel like are both trending upwards. Chris has been playing really well. Haha's feeling physically better, coming off his best weekend, arguably, in a while here. So, and I think the fashion in which our 3 losses have come, it's been easier than probably normal for me to be optimistic, because in my opinion, Western didn't beat us necessarily. We didn't play well enough to win. We didn't get the win, but those were 3 games. Middle Tennessee, we beat ourselves to some degree as well. Those were 3 wins those are 3 games that we could be 7-0. So it's about, our biggest focus is we can't dwell on the past. We have to get better. If we're not better in February than we are today, then we're going to be probably in the same situation. We know now where we are 7 games in, but I still have a whole lot of confidence in our team, and hopefully we can get Birmingham to come out and support us this weekend. Western Kentucky and Marshall crowds were unbelievable. Near sellouts. I know their crowds helped them win both of those games, and if we can have the same kind of crowd in Bartow Arena, I know it will help us be successful.
You talk about Haha and maybe his best week last week. With what he's been through physically this year, what does it say about him that he just keeps pushing through and playing hard when he can, and maybe not playing as much at times, but what does it say about him that he's pushed through not an easy year.
Yeah, I think it speaks a lot to his character and to his unselfishness. Haha's one of the most unselfish players that I've ever been around in my years of coaching, and hasn't been as we talked about 100%, but I feel like he's getting closer every week. And I think it just speaks to his character, and he's all about our team. He knows he has 6 weeks left of regular season basketball here in Bartow Arena, and I think he wants to go out the right way. And I think that older group, I include Nick and Lewis, even though careers aren't over after this year. That's a special group of guys who came in here as young guys and won a championship, won 2 championships, and still have a lot of pride and believe in themselves, and I think believe in this team. And that's, from a coaching standpoint, that's great to see. And that's one of the reasons why I think I'm so positive and optimistic coming off the 2 losses.
With UTEP, I mean, obviously they've struggled, but they still have some pretty good pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can put everything out there and.
Yep. Yeah, very unique team, because when you look at their roster, last year they finished 4th in the conference in the regular season, and they essentially have pretty much everybody back outside of Artist. So they have a couple guys who have been all-conference or near all-conference players in their career. They're playing a lot of guys. It feels like they're still trying to just find their mix. They play 100 different defenses. That's going to try to throw us off rhythm, so that's going to be one of the huge keys to the game.
Have they changed with the coaching change? He had been with them so
Yeah.
long. I mean, did they really kind of the same thing, just a different coach?
Boxing 1, triangle 2, point zone 1-3-1, man-to-man, face guard a couple guys. I mean, they're gonna try all different things defensively, and they've done that especially against the teams that they've played that are like the better top notch of our league. So I expect them to come out and really junk it up on us, try to get us out of rhythm. And it's going to be a good test for us, because we got to respond, as I mentioned, and come out and playing with effort and playing with a lot of intensity.
Guys are locked in and hungry, knowing that we got to learn from what we did wrong and then protect home court at this point.
I asked Coach the same question. These 3 losses y'all got in conference, you got these guys at the end of the season. What are y'all doing as a team, as players, to kind of put that on the back burner and just look at what y'all got right ahead of you, not down the road?
Most importantly, it's just conference. Every conference game is going to be tough, and we know that. This week, the focus is protecting home court. And then next week, we'll have to try to do differently than we did last week and get 2 wins on the road.
You obviously had your challenges early coming back, from last year's injury. But when you guys as a team see what HaHa's kind of been through this year, he hadn't been healthy, but he keeps playing, as much as he can, type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What does that do for a team when you see a guy push through stuff like that?
It's just great leadership on his part. He does what he can during practice, vocal, going hard, pushing the younger guys. Just an overall great leader, and just shows that he's going to go to battle with us no matter how he's feeling.
When you guys see him play with energy, when he's able to, like early in the Marshall game, and see kind of the old, that energy time. How fun is that to watch as a teammate when you see him kind of be what he can do?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and you can really see it in his eyes. Like, certain games he has it, and you just know that he feels some type of way towards that game. And our focus is to have that, all of us, to have that look the last 6 weeks, and put ourselves in a good spot come conference tournament time.
When you think of, you've played UTEP a bunch since you've been here, when you think of them, kind of what jumps out? What kind of game do you expect on Thursday?
Against UTEP, it's always tough because they throw a lot of defenses at you. They'll do the triangle and 2, boxing 1, point zone, face guard, man-to-man. So they do a good job of mixing things up, and then they've always been able to score the ball. So it should be a good game. We're going to watch some film on them. I know they like the high-low with Wilms. They got some good guard play, so it's going to be a battle.